students. I'm really glad that we can do this morning, and I hope that all of you are wide awake and ready to do a session with me. A few ground rules before we commence. One is please keep your mics on mute. Unless, of course, we have a discussion session or something, then feel free at any point at that point to put your mic on. And if you want to say something to class, you are welcome to do so. But as much as possible, try to keep it on mute so that the rest of your class doesn't hear whatever the goings on at your homes. We don't want to know what's going on there. So try to keep it on mute as much as possible. All right. That's one. Then two. Yes, Atif, how can I help you?
Yes, ma'am, I already choose to the group 3.
Right.
But now I change it to the group 5. Is it okay?
Yeah, okay, Atif, that's fine. You can stay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, super. So let's keep going. Yes, so I wanted to keep your mic on mute as much as possible. That's one. Two is in class, whenever you're asked to participate, to post something on chat or to put on your mic and speak, please do your best to do so. Don't feel shy. This is a comfortable, safe space. No one is judging you, and you are welcome to contribute. All right. So today's session is on writing for communication. All right. So this is the module that I would be handling for you as in I handle group 2, group 5, and group 6. Okay, so this is for group 5 today in the morning at 9. We'll be doing writing for communication. The module leader for this is Dr. Radhika De Silva. She is not taking this, so I would be the one who would be handling it from this point onwards. So the reason why we have this particular module for all of you is because before you all could even start your, proper lectures and your semester and all of that, is because writing is something that is absolutely important. Okay, it is important for you for university. It is important for you once you join the industry. Some of you might already be working, so you would know that whether you like it or not, writing is something that you have to keep doing. Okay, in different forms of writing, of course, not the typical writing that you did in school, but across various platforms, across various structures and forms, you would be writing. Okay, and we use writing, therefore, to communicate in various ways. Are you all not able to hear me? Students, what did I say about keeping your mics on mute? Please do keep your mics on mute because no, none of us want to know what's going on in the background. All right. Okay. So like I said, very, very importantly, writing for communication is something that you need to do on a daily basis. So therefore, it is absolutely important for you. And I feel like this would be a good foundation for all of you when you're starting out at university to learn what kind of writing you might do in order to communicate in an official and formal manner. All right. So this particular topic, therefore, will cover these. These are the learning outcomes that we hope you will get at the end of it. We have only 3 sessions for writing for communication. So in this, these are learning outcomes. One is to recognize the importance of writing skills. All right, so we'll understand how important writing skills are, not just for study, but for any type of communication. We'll learn how to identify the main elements of communication. What are the main elements of it? What sort of writing strategies we could use in order to write effectively. And of course, whenever we write and whenever we communicate, it is not something that we do to ourselves, unless, of course, we're only writing in a diary. But this is also something that we would be doing together with other people. All right, so it is always working collaboratively to achieve a particular goal. And finally, you will also be able to, within this course, produce some sort of a portfolio of your writing. You would have seen, if you have already logged into your LMS, and you would have seen your Efil course, you would see that there are quite a few activities for you to complete even under writing communication. So please do that. At the end of the class today, I will show you as well. All right, so before we officially commence, can we put on chat? What sort of things do you usually write? And in what language do you usually write? Do any of you all write at all? Do you like to write? And if you do write, like I said, at some point there's something or the other that you do write or even type or text or whatever. So what do you usually write? What sort of things? And what language do you use mostly to write? Can we quickly put it on chat?
English.
You write in English. Okay, very good. What do you all write? What sort of things? Email. Harin says emails. Okay, good. Okay, so most of you all use emails and you all are both writing in English and in your mother tongue. Okay, Tanglish, all right. So mix of Tamil and English, right? Stories in Tamil, nice. Used to write emails and now I write poems, very nice. Chats, good. Movie criticism, oh, nice, all right. So we have movie critiques here. Reports and official letters, yes, a must when you start going into your official domains. Posting on Facebook, okay, in Tamil, poems, lovely. So we have a creative, nice group. Oh, love letters in Sinhala also, my goodness. I thought the whole love letter era was gone, but I guess it's still very much alive. Kind of nice to know, those are lovely things to read, yeah. Okay. Flirting in English, okay. All right, okay, if it works for you. WhatsApp and email, reports, poems, brilliant. In the workplace in English and with a friend in Tamil. All right, yes. So we're constantly kind of switching registers, we're switching the way in which we talk depending on our audience. That's good. What else? Sinhala and English and emojis, quotes in English. In Tamil, I would write quality that improved for me. All right, nice. All right, so we have a mix of things, a mixed bag of things that all of you do. And I like that all of you write using various languages, depending on who you're writing to and depending on the context in which you're writing, which is precisely what all of us do. So well done, beautiful. So, and I'm also glad to say that most of you write emails, which means emails must be something that, is a breeze for you when we discuss it today. Social media. All right, great, fantastic, super stuff. All right, so let's move forward. And we'll quickly look at this video on the importance of writing. Okay, so when you watch this video, I want you to do something that is a key component of communication. All right, listen. Okay, so I want you to listen very carefully to the points that are dropped in this video. There are 10 reasons as to why writing is important. And I want you to, out of those 10 reasons, pick 3 that you feel are most important to you. And you need to tell me why it's important to you. Okay, so you can't just say these 3 are important. You need to say these 3 are important to me because of this reason. Okay, so let's quickly watch this. Let me share it with you now. And let's do from there. Let me know if all of you can see it clearly once I share it, okay? All right, Okay, so listen carefully, you guys.
If you're wondering why writing is important for you, it's really no secret. Regardless of what you're learning or what grade you're in, it is guaranteed that learning how to write well is going to directly affect everything else. Filling out a job application, creating a resume, and even writing performance reviews and other documents are a part of almost every job out there. If you can't write, you'll mess up even the simplest writing task, which can affect whether you get or even keep a good job. The earlier you learn to write, the better you'll get at it. Before we start this, in case you are new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon, so that you can never miss an update. So here are 10 reasons why writing is important for you. 1. Writing helps you develop social skills. Writing requires organizing your thoughts and facts, and this same organization is also going to help you when you have to talk to someone in person. Writing well always equals speaking well, which is needed in conversations with others. 2. It is essential for communication. There are different ways to communicate with others, but writing is the most important. In other words, it is always going to be a part of your everyday life if you intend on communicating with others. 3. It gives you better organizational and decision-making skills. Writing an essay in school, college requires organizational and decision-making skills, which will benefit you for the rest of your life. 4. Inquiry skills can be developed. A lot of research goes into a term paper or essay. This requires choosing the most important information to include in that paper, which is a very valuable skill. 5. It teaches you about yourself. Writing about anything always teaches you something about yourself. This includes things about yourself that you may have been unaware of in the past. 6. Writing improves your memory. Even taking notes will help you remember what you're writing down. Writing anything down helps you remember it, improving your overall memory over time. 7. It encourages creativity. When you write a story, the world is your oyster. You can write about anything and anyone you like. It will start a creative spark in you that will always be a part of you. 8. It gives us a purpose. Even if you choose not to become a professional writer, learning to write gives you a purpose in life. You can feel more as if you are an important part of the world, if you know how to write. 9. It can prove a side of an argument. Writing can help you see both sides of an issue. It also goes a long way in proving one or more sides of an argument. This is important because the truth always needs to come out in the end. 10. You'll always have to write. That's right, writing is always going to be a part of your life. Therefore, you might as well learn early how to do it and how to write well. You will be writing your entire life regardless of the occupation you choose. This is why each and every document that you write is important, and why the things you learn from writing it are going to affect your next course or job. There is simply no way around this, so learning to write well is always a must. If you like this video, then please share with your friends and
All right, perfect. I'm hoping that all of you were able to hear it clearly. The audio was clear. There wasn't anything wrong with the audio. Perhaps some sort of an internet glitch, if at all. So the link is there for you on chat in case any of you missed it. But if you were listening clearly and carefully, you'll be able to post on chat the 3 things that you picked up from there that's most important to you and why. Take a few minutes to quickly do that for me, please, guys, before we move forward, because we're running out of time. Can we have some quick messages on chat? Fantastic. Okay. Developing our skills, definitely one for the books. What else? Develop social work, organizational and decision-making skills, and teachers one for yourself. Perfect. So why are these ones important to you? Why did you pick on these very particular points? Encouraging our creativity, For sure. And especially because, we have lots of creative students in here. That's definitely a must for all of you. Improving our memory. Yes, definitely. Yeah, it really does help, doesn't it? Because even now, still, I would like to write down the things that I need to do in order to remember things. So that really helps. Help us in life, keep us organized. Yes, because one thing about writing is that we need to plan our writing. We need to put it in a particular structure, and we need to organize it so that automatically then gives us this sense of organization and helps us be more organized with other things as well. So it's a good start. Important to communicate others. Yes, to write in English every time. So yeah, so if you have to write something in English all the time, it gives us good practice. So that's also a good thing. We need to write for the A. Yes, yeah, because whether we like it or not, at some point in our lives we have to write, right? So even if we are not working or anything, at least to send someone a text message explaining how we feel about something, or explaining and telling someone what to buy for you or whatever it is, right? Even to give some sort of instructions or information, we would have to communicate, write something at some point. Yes, communication is absolutely a must. Okay, we develop social skills. Is the screen not clear? Is it clear now? Yes, helps us understand ourselves, communicate. Very good. Excellent. All right, great. So these are some of the reasons that were stated even in the video, and most of you already said all of them. And basically, it helps us do all of these various things via writing and to interact with others. It helps us to, like you said, to be more organized, helps us to improve our memory. So all of you were listening very carefully, and that's splendid. Great. So we know this, and we know the particular parts of writing that are most important to us as well. Great, fantastic. Okay, so we can actually move forward. So now that you've listened to that video and we've kind of discussed it also, can you take 5 minutes and tell me, post these 3 main challenges in your chat and tell me what is your preferred mode of communication if you are to choose any sort of communication, whether it's face-to-face, whether it's any sort of online mode, like, okay, whether you prefer typing, like emails or WhatsApps or whatever, or do you prefer this kind of, Zoom conference calls, whatever it is, what is your mode of, like, your most preferred or most favorite mode of communication? Why? And that's one to answer. Second one is, now you are at university and there is expectations at university of what your writing skills should be. Okay, it has to be of a higher standard. We know this. So what sort of challenges do you think you would face at the university when it comes to writing? Doesn't seem to be any issues with my audio. Is it a common problem for everyone, or is it a one-off issue with my audio? Most of you can't hear me. My internet is also very stable. Yeah.
No, Miss, can clear.
All right. So perhaps it's an internet issue on your end. So just check, okay? All right. All right, great. So let's get back to this face-to-face. I know lots of us prefer face-to-face, and we also miss that, actually meeting people and all of that. So I get that. But okay, so a lot of us prefer face-to-face. Some of us like WhatsApp. All right, because of the eye contact you were saying, right? About face-to-face. Lovely. Yes, very good. Writing because we have our own time and we can be more clear and accurate. Yes, Aisha, yes, that works as well. Some of it, a lot to do with, I think, in Sri Lanka, with Sri Lankan culture, a lot of people prefer writing because we are more of a, I think, a written culture than a spoken culture, especially because we feel awkward or shy in crowds. We wouldn't voice things out, so we'd rather write things. So it also comes, I think, when we go back to the tuition classes, right, where we would write down on a tiny piece of paper whatever questions and pass it down to class instead of actually putting our hands up and asking the question. So that's something that I think we're very much more comfortable with than writing. So even right now, you all would prefer to put it on chat than actually speak on your mic. So yeah, writing because okay, typing because sorry, you're more of an introvert. Yes, we have. I mean, that's fine. It's perfectly all right. I completely get it. Messages and calls, chatting. All right. Okay, good. Fantastic. So looks like a lot of you prefer to chat and message and write than to actually speak up. Okay, so emails also, that is so good. Lots of you like WhatsApp. Nice. Okay, so we have some letters. Nice. Okay, so a nice mixed bag of things that all of you like to do. So now let's move on to the question 2. As university students, what sort of issues do you foresee, or what sort of issues do you think you will come across if and when you start actually writing for university, writing for academic purposes? What sort of things do you think you would face? Think, okay, speed writing, gathering ideas and info. So these things are difficult for you. Grammar mistakes, yes. Writing in formal English, grammar and spelling. Okay, see, all these things that you all are putting down right now, like grammar, spelling, formal writing, vocabulary, all of that, none of them are things that you cannot improve. So, I mean, these are things that you can easily improve with tons of practice. So you'll be just fine. Just keep practicing, and as much as possible, speak to your teachers, speak to us, and practice. Okay, so and not just speak to us, you can do a ton of reading. I know not all of you like to read, so maybe y'all can try audiobooks, maybe y'all can try listening to more educational YouTubers. You can listen to podcasts, and even some fun TV series also. You can easily pick up on tons of vocabulary. Grammar, however, is something that you need to practice, actually write, correct yourself, and practice. Okay, so you can always get help from your teachers to help you through that process. And even with eGap, you will get tons of practice with grammar. So don't worry about it. Make sure you follow your classes, listen to your teachers, and you should be fine. All right, so perfect. Don't worry. None of these things is that you cannot overcome. Listening problems. That is something that you have to personally look at yourself and think, hey, I'm not focusing. I have to put away my distractions and actually listen to my lecture or whatever that is going on right now so that you can focus. So that is something that you need to properly, consciously decide and put away your distractions. Okay, and definitely during a lecture session or whatever, sit in an area that is not distracting to you. Try to find a quiet area for yourself. Okay, that might help. Okay, fantastic. So like I said, these are not things that you cannot overcome. You can easily overcome them. So let's definitely keep practicing and get over them as much as possible. All right, so let's move forward to now emails. A lot of you said that you like to write emails, that you do write emails already. So no problem at all. Let's find out a little bit more about emails and how important emails are. You would have found that emails are already important because we've been communicating to you via email and you've been communicating with us via email already. So can you guess? Okay, take a wild guess. How many emails do you think, on average, a typical professional would receive? So let's say not a profession of the highest level, but somewhere like, middle level, maybe an executive level. How many? Okay, some of you are saying 85, 110, 25, and less than 10 and less than 5 also. All right. Okay, good. So many guesses coming in. Okay, so some of you are right. Okay, some of you are right. And on average, most often, professional would receive about 85 emails a day. 85, you guys, that's a lot. I know. And it is not an exaggeration. You actually have so many emails for a day. And us as lecturers, 85 is nothing. I constantly have over 100 emails all the time in my inbox. And it's overwhelming. But the thing is this is what you need to understand. Just because there are 85 emails to 100 emails doesn't mean you have to read all of them. You have to prioritize. And that is why emails become so important. Okay, how we write our emails and how effectively we write our emails becomes so important because of this very reason. You, as the recipient, would read the emails that you feel are most important. Okay, so if the person who's sending the email has indicated or shown in the subject line itself that what they're trying to say is important, you would then click on that email and read it. So really the way you write the email, especially subject line, and this is something I have to stress on, because our lovely students send us emails, no subject line, blank. So then what am I to think? This is spam. Why should I read this? Or we get emails with entire body of the email. This chunk of a paragraph is in the subject line, the whole thing. And when I click on the email, the body of the email is blank. That's not how we write emails, guys. A subject line is 5 to 7 words. And then we put the details, the message in the body of the email. All right, so be very cautious to make sure that your particular email is seen as important and read today. You need to write effectively. That's why writing and learning how to write your emails in a proper way becomes important. So what do you think about this email? Is this a good email? Will this person get the job? What do you think? What are your thoughts? No, never. Don't be so harsh. But yes, you're right. If you send such an email, to a professional, whatever the industry it is, you need to make a good first impression. They don't know who you are to think, but then this is a nice person. They're not going to think that way because they don't know who you are. All they'll see is this and they'll be like, what is wrong with this person? Doesn't even know how to write officially, not far from professional, writing like SMS language, not using any rules of regular grammar or standard English, nothing. Okay, it is not professional. Therefore, it doesn't give you a good impression. All right, so you need to be very careful and not send such things, no matter who you're sending it to. Especially within the work domain and even within academia, you need to write in a very professional, formal manner in order to get what you want. Okay, in order to get what you want. So this is a definite no. All right. Okay, so let's quickly watch a video about the do's and don'ts of good email writing and come back to discuss it. Okay, so let me quickly share that with you. And in the meantime, I'll also share the link just in case some of you are having any sort of internet issues or anything like that and unable to see it. I will share that with you beforehand, and then I will share the video. All right. Okay, just give me a quick second to, yeah, it definitely is not formal. Not that it doesn't only feel formal, it's not. All righty. Okay, so let me quickly share this video with all of you. Which I need to share sound. Okay. All right, I'm really hoping that all of you will be able to see this clearly and hear it clearly. All right, here you go.
So today we are going to learn how to compose an official email. Why to write an email in the era of instant messaging applications like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook? Well, writing an email is essential in professional world to maintain records of business communication. What will you going to learn in this particular episode? So in this particular episode, you will going to learn the structure of an email, some do's and don'ts, and at last some effective samples of an official email. Email is a short form of electronic mail. The information sent electronically between two or more people over a network can be termed as email. It is necessary because it has a record of the communication that has happened and is stored in a server of the organization. One has to be very conscious while typing an email. Structure of an email. 2. It should contain primary mail ID of the person to whom you have to send the mail. CC. CC stands for carbon copy. Copy of the same mail to send respective or concerned people. BCC. BCC stands for blind carbon copy. It is used to send a particular mail in mass without sharing the email ID from one another. Subject. It provides a brief information of content written in email. You need not to put full stop in subject. The salutation of a formal email is similar to the salutation of letter. You can use dear, Mr., Miss, respected if you know the recipient. You should not use the greetings like hello or hi in professional email. One can use salutation like dear Mr. Sharma, which is the standard salutation which shows respect and professionalism. Never use salutations like to whom it may concern, unless you have absolutely no idea of the receiver's identity. Body paragraph. It is the most important part of your entire email. Here in body paragraph, you have to write the content of your mail. There are some do's and don'ts. For most professional email, it is best to get straight to the point. Avoid writing long paragraphs. At the end of the body paragraph, one should provide a thank you or call to action depending on the subject of your email. Here are some few examples. Thank you for your assistant. If you require any further information, please contact me. Requesting you to look into this and suggest changes. Please advise as necessary. I look forward to your reply. After body text, one should add a complimentary closing followed by their full name and signature. Here are some few examples of complimentary closings. Thank you. Best regards. Sincerely. Yours. Your signature should include your name, designation, organization name, and contact number. Do not use contractions like don't, haven't, I''am, isn't. Do not write in all capital letter. Writing anything whole in capital letter seems rude in virtual world, so keep that in mind. Do not use slang words. Do not use short forms like TTYL, BRB, WRYD, etc. After writing the email, you should proofread twice or thrice to rectify grammatical mistakes. Here are some few samples of professional email. If you found this video worth watching, then give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed,
All right. Okay. So again, I hope you were listening carefully and that we could go into a quick discussion on the video on certain guidelines that the video mentioned. Very simple video, but then it gives us, the basics of what we should and shouldn't do. Do you all have any specific questions for me based on any of that? Or was it clear? Anyone? Why does the screen always not, I don't understand. Okay. All right, okay. So somehow I don't understand, maybe, since it's the weekend and the internet is a bit crazy today, probably. So maybe in some areas, perhaps it's not very clear. All right, cool. So we have some questions. What is CC and BCC? Do we have any volunteers to answer that? Very, very briefly, let me explain to you. CC stands for carbon copy and BCC stands for blind carbon copy. So generally we use CC if now we have the 2 column and the CC, right? So in the 2 column, it's always to the person we are directly addressing, the person that we put the salutation for, dear so-and-so, then that particular person would be always in the 2 column. The CC column is for whoever else needs to know what's going on in this conversation. If there are other parties involved in this particular conversation that you're having, this email that you're having, say for example, it is a project and you're working with a team, all right? So you are sending a particular email and you want a particular update from maybe one particular team member, and you know that it would be relevant and for even the other team members to have this update and know what's going on. So you will put in the 2 column the email address of the person that you are directly asking the question from, directly sending the email to, and the CC column would be the rest of the team members who also need to have this information. Okay, so that would be CC. A blind carbon copy is generally when we are sending it to a large group of people who are not related to one another. So let's say a database of clients or a group of maybe a large group of students, for instance. The reason we do this is so that we do not digress or rather share too much information, personal information. So email is more or less, it becomes like personal information, and you don't want unknown people to be taking other people's emails and then using it for unwanted things or whatever it is. So we would, if you're sending bulk emails to a large group of people who don't know each other, we would use the BCC column. All right. So that's general usage of those two segments in an email. Right. So just a few things to quickly go through from that video is always to include a simple and clear topic in the subject line. And this is something I want you to remember. Like I said earlier, the minute we see the subject line, we decide, all right, should I read this email today? Should I read this email, later whenever I have time, or should I never read this email because it's not important at all? All right. So you need to keep in mind.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, could two see the messages which sent by CCC? CC.
Yes. Yes. CC.
He can see.
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
They can see each other, or.
Yes, they can see each other. So the people who are in CC can see the rest of the people who've been copied. So it's more or less like saying you're copying these people in this email because they also need to know the conversation. And everyone is it's very transparent, and everyone knows that other people have been copied into the conversation.
Yeah, okay, fine.
The 2 column can see, the CC column can see who's in 2 and the rest of the people in CC as well.
Okay, thank you.
Whereas blind carbon copy, Sean, no one can see who has been sent in. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So back to subject line being very, very important. Generally, we say 5 to 7 words. It's ideal for a good subject line. Always include a greeting. So dear so-and-so and sincerely. So I know the video said don't use hi or hello or anything like that. It really depends on your audience and the level of formality. Generally, within, official domains, we don't use hi or hello unless we are very close to the person, unless it's a colleague or a peer, someone of your on your same level. But if it is to a senior, we always generally use dear, whoever it is, and sign off it sincerely, your best regards or something like that. Always use business language. Okay, when I say business language, we're talking about more active and formal language than the kind of language where you would just talk to a friend or, so obviously know things like WhatsApp or how's it going or anything like that. So always spell check, avoid abbreviations, that sort of thing. Okay. Yes. That is why I said keep it on mute, because, various things happen in our backgrounds at home and none of us need to know those things. Let's keep it private. Okay. So use business language. Formatting. So when formatting, whether it's a business letter or an email, we need to always have enough white space. We need to ensure that, it's not neatly in separate paragraphs or bullet points instead of it all being together. Do not ever use all capital letters. So when something that we know, even when we text someone and we use all capital letters, it means that we are angry, shouting at someone's face. And so these are things to avoid. All right. Jokes, all sorts of witty remarks, sarcasm. Keep it for when you're meeting the person face to face, because on email, you might easily offend someone if they don't read it in the way that you intended to send it across. So be very careful with such things. Definitely no complaining, gossiping. Nope, not in an official email. And also because remember, email is easily forwardable. You just a click of a button, you can forward and say, look, this person complained about you. Be very cautious. Okay. Communication should be short, concise. And when I say short and concise, it doesn't mean incomplete. You need to send enough details for the other person to respond to you. Otherwise, it will be a back and forth email of asking for more information. Right? Emoticons, all of that. Emoticons, your GIFs, whatnot, memes. Leave it for your friends, please. Don't put it on an official email. And reread, proofread. That even in the video it said thrice or twice or thrice. Proofread it. So when I say proofread it, go through, have I written all the information that I need to write? Have I is my spelling correct? Are my sentence structures okay? The grammar looks good. Does it look professional? All of that. Yeah. And if you feel like, there's this person's just seated next to me, I can talk about this, I don't need to send an email, by all means, do that. All right. Never forward. Always what this means to say is clean up your messages before you send them. All right. So this happens where one person forwards a message to you saying, look into this. And then there's a thread of some other conversation. So you have to read that and then go ahead and do whatever that needs to be done. Then you go and forward it to someone else, and that person forwards to someone else. And then this email thread is the longest email you've ever seen. And so then for you to figure out what you need to do, you have to scroll through the entire thing and say, okay, where is that email and what do I need to do? So clean it out and send across only exactly what someone needs to read in order to do what they have to do. Okay, so don't send these forwards. Be very, very careful and cautious when sending such things. So you might end up forwarding even, in between messages that should not have gone to everyone. So be very careful. Okay, so let us take like a quick 2 minutes and go through these two. And you tell me what you like. Do you like the red one or the blue one, and why? Why do you prefer the red over the blue or the blue over the red? And what are the good and bad qualities of each of these emails? Okay, so Lashika says blue. Why? Okay, so most of you like the blue one. So okay, so one of you likes, we have one who says red. Why? Okay, good. Thanks, Priya. Blue is good because it's professional. Okay. Why do you say it's more professional than the red one? It looks decent. What do you mean? What do you mean by it looks decent? Huh? Explain yourselves. What about it is professional? Red looks like an error. Okay, let's just quickly go through it and analyze it, okay? Yeah, so like you all very rightfully said, the blue is more formal, the red is therefore less formal, less professional looking, okay? Yes, very good. It has a clear heading, okay? What does it want? Request for recommended readings for this particular module as opposed to assignment. When you just say assignment, so many questions will go through the professor's, the lecturer's head. What assignment is the student talking about? What subject, what module, whatever. So none of it is clear, right? So it's not very clear. Good. A good way of addressing without just saying hi, Kamal said, says dear professor, because it's, you need to show that level of respect. Very good. Excellent. What else? Yeah, so there's clear information, excellent, and well organized. Very good. So over here you see it just says this is Nirmal. Nirmal who we could, in a particular class, we could have so many Nirmals. So are you Nirmal what? What is your surname? What is your full name? What is your student ID number, registration number for us to identify who you are? Okay, so this is Nirmal in level 3. Level 3 what? Level 3 of what degree program? Okay. And can I submit my assignment late? What assignment are you talking about? How will this lecturer know who this student is? What assignment will they talk about? Nothing. And there's no please, nothing. Can I please? There's no explanation. It says I'm busy with my office work. Okay. So you need to be careful. You need to cautiously attempt. So if you want an extension, there's a way to ask. Yeah, there's a way to ask. And there has to also be ample information for the reader to know, okay, what's going on, right? So it's too short. Yes, it's very short. On this hand, on the side, you see, properly explaining who they are, full name, level 3 student of this particular degree program, and what are they writing about? They want readings for this very particular module, and the module code is also given. Okay, and enough information given, the student's registration number given, all of that. So yes, like you said, organized, more methodical, more professional, And it's short, but it's not too short, right? Fantastic. So good analysis. So good analysis, you guys. Well done. Good. Great. So I'm going to leave this out and leave you with some homework to do. So if you like, you can just try to redo this email. Okay, try to rewrite this email for homework. Just take a photo of it or something so that then you have it with you and try to rewrite this particular email. And yes, that's about it for today, but there are tons of things that you need to do for homework. All right, so let me quickly show that with you, share that with you before we wrap up for the day. So all of you have access to your Efil module, I hope. All right, so once you click on your Efil module, scroll down, and you will find Writing for Communication. Click on that. So I want you to do this one, right? This homework activity questionnaire on writing strategy use. So click on this. There will be a link that takes you to a Google form. I want you to complete that if you can within today. And then try to do quiz 1 and 2 as well. Okay, do quiz 1 and 2 for homework. And come ready for tomorrow's session. All right, you guys? Fantastic. Okay, so today what we did was we understood the importance of writing, that it is a lifelong journey and that's something that you continue to do. And we also looked at the nitty-gritty of emails, how to structure them, the level of formality, how absolutely important the subject line is, and all of that. Right? So we have one more repetition of this session today for group 6, and then I will upload the recording. It will also be under Writing for Communication. There would be recordings, there would be a link to recordings, and I will upload session 1 either today or tomorrow so that then next week y'all can check it out. Okay, so I'm just going to stop recording this.